are going to discuss about qualitative analysis. Now, what is qualitative analysis? Qualitative analysis is a branch of chemistry which is concerned with finding the chemical composition of unknown substances. Aim of our today's practical is identification of two acidic radicals from the given mixture of salt. In the formation of a salt, the part contributed by acid is called anion and the part contributed by base is called cation. Acidic radical carries negative charge and the basic radical carries positive charge. Radical means charged group of atoms. Now let us discuss the qualitative analysis of acidic radicals. These are the following steps involved in this acidic radical test. First is the preliminary test, then dry test, preparation of solution, that is OS, wet test for acidic radicals, confirmatory test, and result with correct balancing. First is the preliminary test. Preliminary test involving the general appearance and physical properties like color, nature of the given salt. These tests are not conclusive, but sometimes they give quite important clues for the presence of acidic radicals. Now, for systematic analysis of the acidic radicals are divided into three groups: Group 1, Group 2 and Group 3. Group 1 radicals are detected by dilute acids, that is H2SO4, and the radicals gives positive taste, and the radicals are carbonate, sulfide, sulfite, nitrite and acetate. Group 2 radicals are chloride, bromide, iodide and nitrate. If positive taste with concentrated H2SO4, then these halides and nitrate and the oxalate are present. For group 3 radicals or for special group 3, do not give positive taste with dilute H2SO4 and concentrated H2SO4. These group 3 radicals require special taste, and the radicals of group 3 are sulfate and phosphate. Let us now discuss these tests in details one by one. For dry test of acidic radicals, we require test tube with test tube stand, test tube holder, glass rod, spatula and our unknown sample. Take a small quantity of sample in a test tube and then add dilute H2SO4. After adding H2SO4, if some gas is evolved, that is brisk effervescence are there, then carbonate may be present. If rotten eggs-like smell, then sulfide are present. If no action takes place with dilute H2SO4, then group 1 anions, that is carbonate, sulfide, sulfite, nitrite and acetates are absent. So after that we have to perform action of concentrated H2SO4 and MnO2 for group 2. For this test, add small amount of substance in a test tube with the help of spatula. Then add MnO2 powder, black color MnO2 powder. Hold the test tube with test tube holder because we require concentrated H2SO4. Add 3 to 4 drops of concentrated H2SO4 with the help of dropper. Just heat the reaction mixture and observe the evolution of gas. Now see, intense brown fumes are occur, therefore bromide ion is present in our mixture. See, moist the starch paper and observe the color of starch paper. Starch paper becomes yellowish and therefore bromide ion present. For this test, add small amount of substance in a test tube with the help of spatula. Then add MnO2 powder, black color MnO2 powder. Hold the test tube with test tube holder because we require concentrated H2SO4. Add 3 to 4 drops of concentrated H2SO4 with the help of dropper. Just heat the reaction mixture and observe the evolution of gas. Now see, intense brown fumes are occur, therefore bromide ion is present in our mixture. See, moist the starch paper and observe the color of starch paper. Starch paper becomes yellowish and therefore bromide ion present. Bromide ions are detected from the action of MnO2 and concentrated H2SO4. Therefore, one radical is our bromide ion. Now go for next test. Substance plus copper filling and then add few drops of concentrated sulfuric acid. White fumes are there and no action on starch paper, therefore nitrate are absent. As already discussed, sulfate and phosphate radicals are not detected by dilute H2SO4 and concentrated H2SO4. Therefore, these are tested individually, and the test for sulfate and phosphate are mixture plus dilute HCl, boil the solution well and then add barium chloride solution. Test tube, then add small amount of substance, add dilute HCl, hold the test tube with test tube holder and heat it on oxidizing flame. After heating, clear solution is obtained and then add barium chloride. After adding barium chloride, white PPT is obtained and it is insoluble in concentrated HCl. Therefore, see, this is after adding concentrated HCl, it is insoluble and therefore sulfate may be present. Therefore, first radical, that is bromide ion, and second radical is sulfate. From dry test, we get two acidic radicals, that is bromide ion. Bromide ions are detected by using concentrated H2SO4 test, and sulfate ions are detected by using special reagent. Now these are further tested or further confirmed by using wet test. For wet test, we require original solution. Approximately 1 gram of substance in a beaker, and then add 1 test tube of distilled water. Stir with the help of glass rod. We get clear solution. And this solution is used for further analysis. If we use tap water contains some minerals. After adding tap water, test with lead acetate. If we using tap water, lead acetate gives white PPT, and that PPT of chloride ions. We get white PPT if we use tap water. So for original solution, for preparation of original solution, use only distilled water. Test for acidic radicals. For this test, add 1 or 2 drops of original solution and use that solution for further test. So after adding original solution, add silver nitrate. Silver nitrate is a ionic compound. After adding silver nitrate, we get yellowish PPT is obtained. After adding AgNO3, if brisk effervescence are there, then carbonate may be present. If white PPT of silver chloride and that white PPT is soluble in NH4OH, then chloride ions may be present. But in this case, we get pale yellow PPT present. So for distinguish between halides, silver nitrate plays important role. Now in this case, add NH4OH in excess. After adding NH4OH, shake well. Therefore, bromide or iodide present. If PPT is soluble, then chloride ions are present. Now in this case, distinguish between bromide and iodide ions. For that, take insoluble part, decant this above solution and use only PPT. And add liquor ammonia. After adding liquor ammonia, clear solution is obtained. So, bromide ions are present in the given salt. Original solution plus barium nitrate, white PPT, after adding dilute HNO3, PPT is insoluble, therefore sulfate present. Test for acidic radicals. Substance, that is original solution plus chloroform. Add few drops of chloroform. shake well and then add chlorine water. After adding chlorine water, see the yellow color of your bromide. Confirmatory test for sulfate, that is original solution and then add lead acetate, shake well, white PPT is obtained and that is insoluble in dilute HNO3. See, this PPT is insoluble in dilute HNO3, but it is soluble in hot ammonium acetate. For that, we have to use hot ammonium acetate in another test tube. See, use only PPT, discard the above solution. The PPT soluble in hot ammonium acetate and therefore confirm as sulfate radicals are present. Result, that is 2 acidic radicals are detected from the given salt are, first is your bromide and second one is SO4 2 minus, that is sulfate. Okay.